Apple Music would like you guys to know about my new album, They Missed Chino, with singer WyoChino. So the first question is, what inspired the title of your album, They Missed Chino? So to be honest, we went through a million different names of like albums. I mean, it's usually until like the last I would say 2 weeks in the album creation process that like we really settle on like an album name. We usually have like a album name kind of that like inspires the whole like project. Like when we're talking about like I could be texting you, I'm like, hey, I think we're ready to work on the next album. We could just call it something like this or something for now. Then I end up changing it later. But They Missed Chino, it's because I mean, I don't think there's much to the name, to be honest. I think it's just more that you know, me and him have not dropped an album in a little bit, so like the fans miss him, you know. And the next question is, can you tell us about the concept behind the album? Is there a story theme running through it? Yeah, like I said, like the title, I mean, it's kind of like what the fans have been waiting for, like what the fans love most about like Chino and like my production. So it's kind of what we've been rolling with for a while, but we definitely got some new styles and some new production definitely from my end, and the quality of like audio is definitely gonna be better. Like mixing and mastering has been just a whole new level. I really like perfected it on this, I think. How would you describe the sound of the project compared to my previous work? Were there any specific artists, albums, or moments in your life that influenced this project? So, to our previous work, our first album, Behind Closed Curtains, was like immediately like one of my favorite projects to work on, and just like I feel like it's one of those albums like of mine that I could like proudly say that you can listen from like top to bottom, like listen through it entirety, and like it's just the arrangement is just perfect, and I really enjoy that album. But I don't feel like it's similar to that, and our last album I feel it's a little closer to that, but again, like we're moving on a little bit. It's similar. It's what we love best about Chino and my production, but we're moving on. Any specific artists, albums, or moments? Yes, definitely. The Kid Leroy is like a big influence for like my production in this album, and for Chino's like singing in general. Morgan Wallen, he's inspired by. I mean, there's a couple other artists. Lil Durk a little bit. I mean, there's just a bunch of artists that inspire him. But again, like he's his own artist, and to be honest, like nothing really inspires it more than himself in his own like life. Yeah, so that's circling back to the question, any moments in our life that influenced the project. I mean, Chino's been through breakups. I mean, definitely channels that past experiences into his songs, which you can definitely hear and you're gonna enjoy when it comes out. But I feel like this is just like a new beginnings for Chino, because it's definitely a newer style that he hasn't like really conquered yet. Production and engineer. As both a producer and mixing engineer, how do you balance creativity and technical precision? I mean, I gotta say, staying structured. I'm big on working with track presets. I mean, every track is not identical, but I mean, for the most part, most tracks have bass, drum, stuff like that. So if you have folders, you're working with color-coded short titles and short track titles. Like you can really see it easily. Just read LDV1, LDV2, lead vocals. You know what I mean? Like, I really think being organized allows me to be efficient, and that's where it creates that creativity aspect of it, where I can really like have the freedom and flexibility and comfortability that I need to be creative. So yeah. Did you experiment with any new sounds, techniques, or gear working this? I mean, of course, everything I put out, every new song, I believe is better than the next one. Not in terms of like success or maybe how the song is, but in terms of like my approach. Yeah, I mean, there's always new techniques. I've definitely been focusing more on mastering. I've always like been fine with mixing, but mastering definitely focused on. I really honed in on the mastering on this album, and I think it's gonna be great. It has an Apple Digital Master for the sound I completed. It's gonna be great, and Dolby Atmos. So It's gonna be good, and it is in 24-bit 96 kilohertz. So for any of you audiophiles, it's gonna sound pretty cool. And gear, I mean, I always run with my normal stuff, but I've been working with some preamps of Chino, and we've been recording it and shit. And my boy Stefano, definitely got some good new recording techniques. I'm not gonna spill it because it's kind of like our secret, but like, you understand. And I definitely will say, in terms of gear, I've always used like the SSL like compressor plugins, but I'm happy to say that I actually got to use an SSL like a mastering console on this one, so that's very cool. And another thing I use is a TubeTech CL1B. That's just my go-to compressor. I mean, for the vocals, it's just amazing. And I slapped on an RVox. It's just amazing. Like, I love it. What is your typical process when crafting a beat, and how did that evolve during the making of this project? I mean, that's a very good question. Typical process. I mean, obviously, like, I have a bunch of samples, I have a bunch of things, I have a bunch of ideas. Usually, anytime I get motivation or like inspiration for something, I kind of just put it down on like a beat. Usually, it doesn't turn into something, but if it does, it usually turns into a song. And I'll say my process is I'll just put down whatever I'm feeling and just tweak things as I go. I kind of let the song unfold. Like, I'll put down the piano. If I feel like it needs maybe another layer of piano, I'll put a counter melody. If it needs like a bass, I might just start off with the root. Now, let's say it's in the F sharp. I'll start from the F sharp, maybe go to the root fifth. So I'll go to a B, whatever. Let the song unfold. So yeah, that's definitely. And how did it evolve during the making of this project? I mean, I'm gonna say during the making of this project, it evolved in a way that I can work with my artist better, and I know what he has an idea for. Like, he'll text me, hey, I want like a country kind of rap song, Morgan Wallen infused with Leroy mixed with whatever kind of song. I mean, that I kind of usually has inspiration, like in terms of like samples I already have that I like just chop up and shit. I send it to him, send it back. He likes it. Then, like I said, I let the song unfold. That's just how it usually works. How do you approach mixing to bring out the best in your artist performance? Okay, definitely a good question too. How do I approach mixing to bring out the best in an artist performance? I mean, first off, mixing is not all about quality. It's also about like creative choices. Like, you can have like a reverb, you can have a delay. Those are all effects, things you do. Auto-tune, you can make it sound like Uzi. You can make it auto-tune sound like Future. You can have no auto-tune. You can have a T-Pain auto-tune. It is all and totally up to you. And I find for Chino, his vocals, I mean, he uses auto-tune. I mean, he can sing without it. I mean, we're gonna release a song without auto-tune one day. I mean, he definitely can sing without it. And one of the anecdotes he shared is he remembers singing karaoke with just at like parties and stuff, and like people just love his vocals. I mean, it's true. Like, he can sing without it. But again, like I say, how do I bring out the best in an artist's performance? I really work through making sure that you can clearly hear what he's saying. I use delays and some like reverb effects you hear, especially like you hear like Thinking About You. That one, the delays, I use Energy Panner and the Dolby Mix. I mean, everything was really jarring together. It really works together. And it really brings out a sound. Like, Travis Scott has that sound, the unique delays and auto-tune. Chino has his own. So that's how I bring it out. Are there any special collaborations on THEY Missed Chino that fans should be excited for? I mean, as like all my top songs are like pretty much basically just coincidence with Milo. So I work with that producer again and coming up with some cool stuff for this album. Definitely should be excited for that. The single Time Out with Karina Magalone, definitely gonna be a good one too. I mean, it's already out, you guys have heard it. Great song. But yeah, fans are gonna love this one. But no, I haven't really been focusing on features this one. I mean, we had a lot of features on the last album. Our first album, we had a couple decent amount of features. No, not this one really. We're really focusing on Chino and me, and a little bit of Milo. Yeah. So how did you choose the artists you work with? I mean, what makes the artist the right fit for your production? Okay, I see that question too. I mean, I don't think this really applies to this album since it's really a Chino and me album, but I really just work with anyone who shares like a similar goal with me. Like, if I want to get something done, I need that artist to be 100. If I'm giving 100, I need them to give 100. We need to get to the goal, and whatever we put out, because again, music is music. We're always going to find one fan. Maybe a lot of people don't like it, maybe a lot of people do. I mean, it doesn't really matter, and at the end of the day, we just got to get stuff done. Did any collaborations on the album push you in a creative direction? I mean, again, not really a collaboration focused album like in terms of features, but I mean, Milo just always brings that creative vision, and I facilitate it and really materialize it into like a beat. Another question. What was the biggest challenge you faced while creating this album? I mean, I'm gonna say, I mean, if you know you're an artist, pacing yourself, and if you ever work with a publisher or a label, whatever, like I'm working with SSO, so that's WalkDownGang, and like we have a little like joint affiliation with BMG under like a B2B enterprise partnership. That's definitely super cool, but again, like we're being pushed by the publisher to put out this amount of songs in this time frame. So biggest challenge is staying authentic while kind of pacing myself. And what that basically means is like me and Chino, like if we took our time, we can make like the best album, like, but we don't really have that time. No artist does. So we really need to make the best out of the time we have. Have you grown as a producer and engineer to this product? I mean, definitely grown as an engineer. I mean, every time I mix a song, I just get better. As a producer, definitely, because like I said, Chino will hit me up and be like, "Yo, I'm feeling some kind of like Morgan Wallen something, but I want like a hip hoppy like touch on it, like put your little spin on it." I'm like, "Yeah, I got you, Chino," and definitely can adapt more to prompts now. Like let's say like a producer tells me want this kind of beat, want this kind of beat. I really know how to work and put my own touch on it. Like I feel like in the past, like I was more like stuck in my own zone. And another question is there a track on the album that was particularly difficult to get right? How did you overcome that? I'm gonna say hard sometimes. I mean, that was an older song that Chino recorded, but he just insisted he wanted it on the album. But again, like I said, like the publisher is forcing us to have like a good quality on the album, so I'm doing the mixing and everything, obviously. So it's a pain in the ass because we had that recorded a while ago when Chino was younger, so the quality's not really the best. We didn't do it in studio. I think he did that on like a more of a shittier mic he had, whatever. That sucked though, but I got it sounded good, and you're gonna hear. Okay, so we're moving to the industry and vision question. So, with the current state of music production and engineering, how do you see the future of the industry evolving? Good question too. I'm gonna say with the current state of music production and engineering, it's very standard based and very focused on clean, saturation over compression. Just really need to stick to the industry standards. But I feel like myself and like other engineers should focus on is just like work with what they are good at. I hear a lot of sloppy mixes. If you know how to mix one way, do it that way. There's no one way to mix. And mastering, you can get you have your own authentic sound to it. Like when you hear one of my songs, you know I mastered it. When you hear any song from like QC, you know that just that sound to it, like the way, the tonal character and everything. You know Colin Leonard mastered that, etc. So how do I see the future of the industry evolving? I think I just mean, like I said, I feel like it's gonna stay the way it is unless some engineers step up and like pave the way for some new standards. And what do you want listeners to take away from They Missed Chino? So the album, I think me and Chino can both agree on this. We just want them to enjoy it. I mean, we want the listener to know that there's some shared experiences, like a breakup, a time when like we weren't really mentally there, a little depressed, whatever. There's times when you're happy, whatever. All different kind of vibes. You got to feel all that. So yeah. I mean, next question is what's next for you after this album? Any upcoming projects or goals you're focused on? I mean, yeah, we got a couple projects with Just Mike. Visa Means we working on a good ass album. Working on some with Neck Willie. Got a couple things in store. Definitely got a lot more music coming. And any goals? I mean, just gotta keep pushing forward. I feel like it's gotta be the best I can. Hopefully get big. So yeah, that concludes like the little questionnaire that Apple Music wants me to like share for you guys. If you guys have any questions, of course, let me know. You could find me on Instagram, DM me, whatever. Just glad you guys are listening and hope you guys enjoy. They Missed Chino. Album's coming out the 28th.